Yo, what's good people? Today we have season 2 patch notes. We will receive justice for this character. We will receive justice. Okay, let's get started. Oh my god, it keeps doing this 504 gateway timeout. I can't even read the patch notes. What is going on? Let's zoom. Wow, he has a lot of changes. That's crazy. Okay, cool. This is my live reaction. I have not read these patch notes. The time is 10:41. In season 2, Raven has received widespread enhancements to back-turn moves and various stance-related techniques aiming to reinforce and expand upon Raven's tricky character identity. Okay, in season 1, Raven utilized techniques such as soul zone, backward, which means back turn, and crouch step to engage in combat, but this resulted in a character with a high degree of complexity and difficulty to use. Taking this into consideration, season 2 introduces a simplified step via down forward 3+4. Interesting. So they gave Raven an easy crouch dash. While standing 2 is going to be really easy to do. While standing 1 is going to be really easy to do. That's kind of insane. Okay, cool. Additionally, moves related to soul zone, backward, and step transitions have been enhanced, allowing for even more tricky and deceptive combat options. Okay, cool. Woo! Okay, soul zone has been enhanced across the board, including moves such as soul zone 4. Backward stance has also received overall improvements with the addition of a new move, backward facing opponents down 2. Oh my god, they gave him a new back turn low. Yo, okay. And with the addition of the new move, back facing opponent down 2. Okay, cool. Raven can now apply pressure from a low attack while maintaining advantage. I said this in my season 2 wishlist. I said, just give him a low like Lily's down 1 or I think down 2, where it high crushes and it's a new move, because clearly they don't want to buff back turn down 4, right? So just give him a new low, and they've done it. Okay, as for crouch step, the frame advantage of down QCF 1+2, they made QCF 1+2 plus, so that's QCF 1+2, right? On block has been adjusted to be favorable, which means plus, allowing it to serve as a reliable offensive starter from crouch. Ooh, okay, so they gave forward 2 as a heat engager. Interesting. His power crush forward 1+2 is no longer a heat engager. We all knew that change was coming, so they made forward 2 a heat engager. That's interesting. Okay, so his heat engager forward 2, they increased the startup with forward 2. Okay, forward 1+2 tracking performance has been enhanced only when absorbing attacks with power crush. The opponents -13. Oh my god, yes, I said this, that they should make it -13 because it's not a heat engager. This is perfect. The hitbox of the second hit has been expanded to alleviate situations where it would whiff against opponents at close range. Okay, cool. They gave Raven a new back turn low, which is just, I can't believe this. You know how long it's going to take me to record a patch change video? Back facing opponent down 2, back facing opponent down 2 into back turn, so he can transition. Oh my god, so he can do the new low into back turn, and then he can do the new low into full crouch. Revenant stab. Oh my god. Okay, soul zone now possible to use heat burst during soul zone when heat. Okay. They gave him crouch dash out of soul zone. They gave him crouch dash out of soul. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Okay, down forward 3+4 transitions into crouch step. Raven is going to be insane. Wait, what is this? 2-4. So this is his, okay, so these are his crouch dash transitions, right? So he does 2-4 into crouch dash. He does soul zone 1 hold forward into crouch dash, and then he does back turn 2-1 into crouch dash. So input during shadow sprint, up back 1-2 to perform gatekeeper, so he can perform moves out of this transition, which was good because he was kind of stuck in the transition, which is good. Soul zone 3 on hit or block, -4 to -1. So they made soul zone 3 -1 on block. This is kind of insane because his back turn 1 is 8 frames. So that's actually plus if you do back turn 1. Okay, so soul zone 3 is his jumping attack, right? So after the move, Raven now warps and returns to standing position. Nice. So he can do soul zone 3 into back turn to stay in back turn. He can do soul zone 3 into full crouch, and then he can do soul zone 3 into standing position, which is insane. Okay, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. Okay, 2-4 on hit into back turn, 2-4 on hit into full crouch, 2-4 on hit. Obviously he already had the crouch dash, so the timing to perform moves after transitioning into shadow sprint has been made 2 frames faster, so that it's +10 on hit now. Crazy. So this is a crazy change for his 10 frame punish. Back turn facing opponent, back turn back to 4. So this is what he's changing now. These changes are just kind of overwhelming to look at. I was super nervous about the changes. Okay, cool. So now we're looking at back turn, back 2-4. So after the move, Raven now warps and returns to standing position. He already did that, so I'm not sure what it means by warps, but we're gonna see when the patch is live. Input back facing opponent, so input back turn, back 2-4. You can return to back turn, which is good. So new transition. We can do that into full crouch, so that's another new transition. The opponent's behavior on block has been adjusted. The frame advantage has on block. The frame advantage on block has changed from -9 to 0. So they made the string 0 on block and they made it +5 on hit. This is kind of insane. This is kind of insane. Oh, okay. So they've adjusted it so that it's not a true combo. It's only a combo on counter hit, I assume. We're going to test it for sure. Adjusted so that only on counter hit of the first hit, the second hit now connects as natural combo. I think it's still jail, so you can't duck and launch, which is how it performs now, but it's not a natural combo, which I'm not really, so that's the nerfed part. So they've buffed it across the board in terms of frames, but they've made it a counter hit move instead. They buffed his jab. They buffed Raven's jab. Bro, this is insane. Adjusted collision detection with the opponent to alleviate instances where the move would whiff in certain situations. The hitbox has been expanded downward, alleviating instances where the attack would miss in certain situations. So I do actually have a few instances where Raven's one jab would miss. So we're going to test those as well. So Raven's jab has been buffed, which is great across the board because it increases his defense capabilities and also his combos. So like, you know, like when you do launch 4-4-3, 4-4-4 jab, that can whiff on smaller characters. So I think that's going to be alleviated. So combo consistency is really good as well. Okay, cool. Down forward 1-4 is not -14. Down forward 1-4 is not -14. This is huge. Wait. So they made all of his clone attacks -13 on block. What? This is insane. So down forward 1-4, back 2-4-2, QCF 1-2, while rising 3-2, back facing opponent, so back turn forward 2-4-2, soul zone 1-4, and soul zone 3-2. They're all of his clone attacks. They're -13 on block. Okay, cool. That's great. I assume they just changed all of his clones because these are his clone attacks as well. So down back 2-1-1 and back turn 2-2-1, they're all -13 now. And the damage for the third hit has been decreased. The damage for the third hit has been decreased from 21 to 24. I think they may increase, but we are going to test that. So that's another change that we are going to test. I think the damage has been buffed. I think that's a typo. So back 1+2, his backswing has been changed from 25 damage to 30 damage, which is great. Forward 3 has been, wait. So they changed the startup from I-26 to I-22. That's a sick change. That's a great change. They made QCF2 quicker as well. That's a good change. That's a crazy change. So his wall running 3 got buffed speed-wise. His QCF2 got buffed speed-wise as well. Recovery time for QCF2 cancel into back turn has been increased or has been decreased the time it takes. So that's a buff. Wall rising 3+4. Wall rising 3+4 safe. They made it safe. Wait, the opponent's recovery time when blocking has been increased by 3 frames and the advantage on block has been changed from -12 to -9. This is insane because it's a safe launcher in heat that homes because this is a homing attack, right? So this is a safe homing launcher in heat because you can burn heat dash and launch. Soul Zone 1 is plus. Okay, so the opponent's recovery time when blocking has been increased by 4 frames. So increased from -3 to +1. Okay, and Soul Zone 1+2 is a counter hit launcher, which is good. Gonna have to see what that's saying. Back turn 2-1 has been increased from -3 to -1. So that's a, you know, decent change. Wait, his launchers -14. They made back turn 3+4 -14. This is insane. This is insane. You can call out ducks and launch. Wait, let me read it. The hitbox of the first hit has been expanded downwards, alleviating instances of whiffing. Okay, cool. Adjusted the opponent's behavior on first hit, allowing the second hit to connect as a grounded hit. We're gonna have to test that in combos because I'm not sure. So this might buff Raven's wall damage and his wall combos as they did before. Enhance the tracking on the second hit only if the first hit lands or is blocked. Mitigating situations where the move would whiff midway. That's great because that sometimes did whiff at the wall during wall combos. Modified the opponent's behavior on block of the second hit, changing the block frame from -20 to -14. That is insanity. So we have a back turn launcher that's -14. So strengthen the tracking of the third hit. Okay, yeah, so it's just the same changes but for back turn, back 2-3. Oh my god, they buffed his back turn power crush as well. Because I was like, why have they changed his back turn power crush from 6 frames activation to 8 frames? It's like it was in Tekken 7. Okay, cool, nice. Back turn, back 3. Okay, cool. So hitbox fix. So they've increased his escape parry. I'm not sure what they did with the escape parry, but I just saw buff. Okay, so time with the opponent. So that's his escape parry. That's back 1+3, or that's back 2+4, right? After a successful reversal, it's now possible to input back 1+3 or back 2+4 in sync with the opponent's attack to perform a move during the recovery time. So that means that they might have given his back 2 kick, his dive kick from escape parry if we want to do it. So that's a crazy change. So they've buffed QCF3, hitbox, and I personally never ran into this issue, which they have labeled as a nerf, but it's kind of just a bug because it says adjust the size of the hitbox to make it less likely to hit opponent's position behind. That's fine. QCF 1+2. Now this is insanity. Adjusted opponent behavior on block to reduce distance, changing frame advantage on block from -9 to +5. Bro, Raven's gonna be insane because you know what? After QCF 1+2, you can go into full crouch. You can transition into full crouch. So being +5 in Raven's gonna be a menace, you know. Raven's gonna be a menace. They buffed Soul Zone 4. Okay, let me I keep jumping ahead. Okay, cool. QCF 1+2. Adjusted opponent behavior on block from -9 to +5, right? Improved tracking on the second hit only when the first hit lands or is blocked. Okay, cool. Removed reversal property. That's fine because I don't really use it as a reversal anyway. Damage changed from 12/21 to 10/20. So they've reduced the damage by a little bit. That's fine. The hitbox of the second hit has been reduced. Fine. Reduce tracking on the second hit only if the first hit whiffs. Okay, so if you step it, it can be stepped, right? So it doesn't realign. I think that's perfectly fine for the buff that it's received. Soul Zone 4, amazing. Amazing change, amazing. This is not launch on block. The risk reward for throwing this move out is insane. They've been listening. Bandai Namco, I know you've been watching my videos because I said remove the counter hit launch because it says the behavior of the opponent on counter hit has been changed. So I don't think it's a counter hit launcher, but I will take that any day of the week because it's now +4 on hits. The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been increased by 2 frames and the advantage on block has been changed from -16 to -14. So I actually proposed this change. Adjusted the move so that Raven disappears when switching positions with the opponent. Okay, so the change I've just seen, so these are his phase attacks. So we've got cartwheel into forward, we've got back turn forward 3+4 into forward, and then we've got back turn 3-4-4. So that's back turn 3-4 into the backflip and then into the phase. So adjusted the move so that Raven disappears when switching positions with the opponent, while Vanis, Raven has no hurt box. So he's completely invincible now because remember how we were saying how his phase kind of invincibility was just bugged. So they've actually just increased the effectiveness of his kind of teleport and phase moves, which is really good. Same with back turn triple forward. Adjusted the animation to mitigate instances where certain attacks would whiff. So that's his heat smash. That's fine. Back to 4. The damage of the second hit has been decreased from 17 to 13. Okay, fine. So that's kind of his suboptimal tailspin attack. So that's fine. Forward 3-2. That's his homing kick into the punch. Increase the forward movement of the second hit to mitigate the issue of the second hit whiffing if the first hit connects. So they've increased the forward movement of the second hit. Okay, that's fine. That's good because sometimes you would hit forward 3 and then the second hit would whiff. So that's a great change. Down back 4, expanded the attack hurt box to mitigate the issue of the attack whiffing when in close proximity to the opponent. So that might increase tracking. I'm not sure. Now we've got back 2-2. So again, this is a bug fix. Expanded the attack hitbox upwards to mitigate the issue of the second hit whiffing. So that's really good because I know certain characters can just hold back and avoid back 2-2, like Jack can just hold back. So that's great. Now the distance to the opponent upon the second hit has been reduced, which is good. Back turn 4 again is kind of bug fixes. So expanded the attack hurt box to mitigate the issue of whiffing, increased the collision detection downward to prevent the occurrence of position swapping. So that's good. Full crouch down forward 3, expanded the attack hitbox has been expanded. That's fine. So again, alleviated an issue where the positional relationship with the opponent becomes different than intended when used near a wall. Interesting. I've not really noticed the bug, but his Aqua Spider's been bug fixed. Expanded the hurt box, alleviating situations where certain attacks with whiff. Okay, hurt box has been increased, so it's easy to hit Raven, I suppose, when it whiffs. Fine. And then his down forward 1+4. You can no longer perform the move while facing away from the opponent. Yeah, that was a bug. So you can actually do this move in back turn, but that's fine. Raven's changes are absolutely ridiculous. So this was my first reaction. I've not seen these patch notes. This is my first time looking and reading the patch notes. Raven is about to be an absolute menace. Now, you know what I'm looking forward to? That new back turn low. I'm just like, what is going on with this character? Like, these changes are insane. Making all the clone moves -13 on block, giving Raven a back turn launcher that's -14 on block, increasing the effectiveness of his back turn 1+2, his back turn power crush, giving him a new low out of back turn, giving him all these new transitions, giving him an easy crouch dash. What is going on? So I hope you enjoyed my live reaction, pure authentic raw live reaction to these patch notes. These are absolutely insanity. So I'm gonna go off and record all of these moves, what they looked like in the current patch, which is patch 1.9, I think. And then I'm gonna come back once the patch is live, record and explain what's changed in game so you can actually see what's going on. And we're gonna do an in-depth comparison between patch 1.9 of season 1 and season 2. So I'll see you there.